Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 18th Commitments of Traders report of 2025, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. Before I jump to the review, if you're new to COT analysis here at COTBase.com, you'll find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very useful videos as well that can guide you through the analysis process step by step, explaining to you the different tools we have and so on. Of course, if you need a more in-depth coaching, then you may consider booking a consultation with myself, and then you can actually ask any questions you may have regarding the COT report or any of our wonderful indicators. Back to our review, we're going to start off our analysis with wheat. This is the Chicago wheat. When it just says wheat, there are three different wheat types: Chicago wheat, Kansas City wheat, and the Minneapolis wheat. But this is the Chicago wheat with a 26% change in commercials net positions. We are, of course, analyzing the classic COT report type. Commercials represented with the red line over here, large speculators in green, and small speculators on a separate scale chart in blue. Recent change can be witnessed over here. It's definitely greater than average. I'd say it's probably even the greatest change in the past 1 year. This is a 1 year time frame, and of course, we are analyzing the a recent change in traders' net positions based on a 52-week look back period. So we look at the recent change and measure it to the range in which traders' net positions are moving the past 52 weeks, which of course corresponds to 1 year. This is a bullish change signal. It suggests that we may see wheat continue its rise that we've already seen in the past few days. I do like change signals coming when it is pointing in the opposite direction than the last couple of days price movement, which is not the case right now. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that this rise that we're experiencing cannot continue. If we move on to a 5 years chart, then of course this will explain why, because not only do we have a bullish COT change signal, but actually, especially if you look at large speculators over here, you can see it says all time. So that means never in the history of COT data for the Chicago wheat, we're talking futures and options data combined, have we seen large speculators at these levels. Commercials are at a significant extreme as well, 378 report extreme for commercials. So this, of course, means we should expect the Chicago wheat to bottom at these levels, and we should see a major shift in the trend, meaning the Chicago wheat rising. Now, another tool you may want to add to the equation is our own unique iCOT Intraday Indicator. So this is the Chicago wheat futures chart. It's a 4-hour candlestick chart. The first thing you might want to do is add the scores line. This is sort of like the COT index. So we've got commercials in red, green representing large speculators. And if we add signals to the chart, what this would do is identify those points in time when we have an extreme. You can see when we have both large speculators and commercials at an extreme, we actually get these vertical red or green lines on the chart, and you can see how well in the past these signals acted. We also have individual signals. So for instance, when commercials reach an extreme, if it's a bullish extreme, we get this yellow diamond underneath the candle, or if it's a bearish extreme, we get the yellow diamond above the candle. When it comes to large speculators extreme, you can see that the candle color changes from green or red to blue either way. It's a very useful tool. It's designed for intraday trading. I know this is a 4-hour candlestick chart, but I can imagine most of you are swing traders or maybe looking at longer term trading, and then of course a 4-hour chart may be very beneficial to supplement the classic COT data. Moving on to our next market, it's going to be coffee with a 22% change in commercials net position. So this is a 1-year chart. You can see the change over there. This is a bearish change signal, a bit larger than average, suggesting further weakness coming. 5 years chart shows us that we were and still are in a way in a bearish COT extreme territory without any serious reaction from the market. You can see this bearish extreme, I'd say, or pinpointing this top over here. The market did come down, and as it did, you can see traders moving away from those bearish extremes. However, the market came back up, and I wouldn't be surprised if this trend continues. We would see traders reach their bearish extremes once again. We will just have to see what happens. The next market, I'm going to jump over the wheat complex. This basically takes all the wheat markets. As I said, we've got 3 and basically combines the COT data. We've got the Kansas City wheat. Let's look at cotton with an 18% change in commercials net positions. So this is a bearish change signal, a bit larger than average. We have seen the market come down, but then we saw this rise over here. Moving to a 5 years chart, you can see that the last significant extreme was this one from March, and this was a bullish COT extreme. Now we have moved away from those levels. The market sort of stagnated since then. Like on this 5 years chart, you can see a bit of a rise, but nothing too significant. We'll see if this was the turning point. However, we have seen the market go even lower. You can see this was kind of the most bullish COT extreme, but then we had another bottom. But the market is doing what it should do right now, reacting to this bullish extreme, pushing the market higher. Moving to large speculators COT extreme analysis, we've got the Brazilian real on top of our list with a bearish all-time COT extreme. Of course, the Brazilian real has a more limited history of COT data compared to what we've been just witnessing. So it goes back to 2011. It is a bearish extreme suggesting weakness coming in this currency. Moving to our next market, we talked about wheat just now. We're going to jump over that to the Japanese yen. Here we have an all-time COT extreme, both in commercials and large speculators net position as well, suggesting weakness coming in the next couple of weeks ahead of us. And last, but definitely not least, soybean meal. Again, all-time COT extreme all over the place. This is a bullish COT extreme suggesting we have reached a bottom in soybean meal. Of course, with all the tensions going on between China and the United States, that's something that is of course affecting the market. But the reports suggest, or at least both commercials and large speculators positioning themselves, that we should see the market stabilize and eventually start rising again. Now, of course, this is a very brief review of what's going on in the COT report. There is so much more to do at COTBase.com. You can, of course, look at newer COT report type. You can analyze futures-only data. We actually created the options-only data as well. There are a bunch of very useful data sets that you can go through. And of course, all the different market categories are available to you. If you'd like to analyze a specific market, so we are on soybean meal, for instance, you can actually go and do that. Just choose soybean meal and you will see all the relevant information from the COT report. Everything's chartable, and if you're a pro member, you can actually download the data as well. And we have some very useful indicators as well. The COTBase Pro includes everything you see on the website, but you actually get the indicator in NinjaTrader. And then we have this wonderful iCOT Intraday Indicator with the basic version and the one with AfterSignal filtering out a lot of signals and really helping you identify the best buying and selling opportunities in the market. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. I do appreciate your attention. I hope you will have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.